Feudalism was a social and economic system that dominated medieval Europe, particularly from the 9th to the 15th centuries. It was characterized by a hierarchy of lords and vassals bound by mutual obligations. At the top were monarchs who granted land, fiefs to nobles in exchange for military service and loyalty. These nobles in turn had vassals under them, creating a web of obligations. The manor economy was the foundation of feudalism, based on a self-sufficient estate called a manor. A manor typically included the lord's residence, peasant villages, farmland, and sometimes forests. Peasants and serfs worked the land, producing food and goods, and were reliant on the lord for protection and justice. In return, they owed labor, resources, or a portion of their harvest. The key characteristics of feudalism in medieval Europe include hierarchy of power. Feudal society was organized in a strict hierarchy, with the king at the top, followed by nobles, lords, vassals, and peasants or serfs at the bottom. Land ownership and fiefs. Lords owned large estates known as fiefs, which they granted to vassals in exchange for loyalty and military service. Land was the primary source of wealth and power. Vassalage. Vassals were individuals who received land from a lord. They pledged loyalty and service to their lord, often including military support, in return for protection and land use. Manor system. The manor was the basic unit of production in feudalism, combining agricultural land and peasant labor. Manors were self-sufficient, producing most of what was needed for daily life. Serfdom. Many peasants were serfs, bound to the land and unable to leave without permission. They worked the land and provided services to their lords in exchange for protection and the right to work a portion of the land for their own survival. Mutual obligations. The relationships between lords and vassals were characterized by mutual obligations. Lords provided protection and governance, while vassals offered loyalty, military service, and a share of agricultural produce. Decentralized government. Feudalism resulted in a decentralized political structure, where local lords wielded significant power with little intervention from a central authority. Judicial authority. Lords had judicial power over their lands, implementing laws and resolving disputes among the peasants, thus establishing a local governance system. Religion's role. The church played a significant role in feudal society, reinforcing the social hierarchy and offering spiritual legitimacy to the feudal system. These characteristics defined the social, economic, and political landscape of medieval Europe, shaping life and governance for centuries.